It's maybe about 25% cheaper. I think a lot of people, they also have a negative image of Surrey. So if you're from Surrey, people kind of look at you with like a little bit of disgust. 係啊，呢邊呢冇 speed limit 㗎。你
大溫住邊好系列嘅，今日我就帶咗個朋友 Alan 同大家一齊分享講喺 Surrey 嘅居住環境。因為我朋友佢係 CBC， 佢就喺Victoria 嗰邊出世啦。咁佢而家就努力咁學緊廣東話，咁大家就唔好笑佢。有人唔好笑佢啲廣東話講得差，因為佢已經盡咗最大努力㗎。咁我會擺翻個 subtitle 嘅，咁大家繼續睇落去啦。Alan 啊，究竟你覺得喺 Surrey 呢個地方係點咧？你整體俾你嘅感覺係點咧
？It's really quiet, really cheap around here. To me, there's nothing super special about Surrey. It resembles Vancouver quite a bit. Some people, I think, talk very poorly about Surrey, but Surrey is nice. There's seriously nothing that dangerous around here. There's obviously a little bit of a homeless problem, but I find that you find something similar in Vancouver downtown as well.
話嗰個 cost of living 係比較平啲，咁有冇話對比起大溫其他地方係平幾多咁咧？或者樓價又平幾多咁咧
？If you're looking at like apartments and condos, especially around like Guildford and city centre, which is kind of considered like downtown of Surrey. It's maybe about 25% cheaper compared to like something like Burnaby. But the other advantage is that a lot of the condos they build here are much newer. It's usually it's much cheaper per square foot. But if you're living in like basement suites, like if you really want to pay a lot less for rent, you can probably get one for about maybe even like $600 to $900 for a pretty big basement suite.
Oh, so for example, like 800 square feet?
Yeah, you definitely can.
租 condo 會使幾多錢咧？
呢度如果租 condo 咧，就例如喺 Surrey Central， 大概1100同埋1100蚊係可以租一個 one bedroom。如果想要 two bedroom， 你就要或者2000蚊咯。
可以話俾我聽，究竟 Surrey 呢邊係分咗邊幾個區咁咧
？You can probably divide it up to like city center, which is like downtown. There's also Guildford, which is just a few minutes east of downtown. That it's kind of similar to Metrotown. There's also Fleetwood, which is quite diverse. Nothing too special about that one.
Yeah, but I want to ask what you mean about diverse.
There's a lot of different types of people, I think poor and rich. They're building a lot of new things there along the Fraser Highway because they're thinking of building the SkyTrain in the next 5 years over there. So Fleetwood has a lot of diverse people. Some have been living there for a long time and some who have been there for a while. The next one would be Cloverdale, which to me resembles kind of like Port Coquitlam. There's a lot of small families, mostly white people in that area. A lot of like small houses and families with like big open parks, usually in the middle of them. There's South Surrey and White Walk, which is mostly Indians. In White Rock area, there's the Crescent Beach, which is quite nice. Some beautiful houses there, and there's the pier. That area is pretty good as well.
咁有冇話邊一啲嘅區域係特別有錢，邊一啲嘅區域可能即係相對起邊冇咁有錢咧？
最有錢啲 area 就係White Rock 同埋City Centre。
即係呢一度，呢一
度。Yes, yeah. City Centre 有錢。City Centre 佢而家 build 緊好多嗰啲 condos 係即係20樓啊、30、40樓都有。Yeah, so they build a lot of really new condos And they're really trying to develop city center into something like downtown. And then next is White Rock, which they have all the water near Crescent Beach. That area, they have a lot of people that invest in the housing early on, and there's some houses that are like 6, 7, 8 stories. House, yeah. They build it on a hill and they have a really, really tall building.
Cool. 啱啱我唔記得咗問就係究竟呢一邊其實係咪都好似人哋想象中淨係得印度人，定係大部分都係印度人咧？你點睇咧
？maybe 三分一
嘅印度人。
印度人係啊，睇下係邊啲區係有時有多啲，有啲係少啲咯。好似你睇 Newton 嗰邊咧，就話差唔多一半咧啲人都係印度人嚟嘅。你去到好似呢個 city centre 啊，其實呢度係好多 international students，好多啲西人啊，即係好多 nationality 都會有嘅。Same thing with like Fleetwood，also Cloverdale， 嗰邊多數都係西人嘅，差唔多冇印度人嘅。
華人呢一邊會唔會多咧？定係其實可能10% 咁多嘅
10%
啫
都唔係好多嘅，多數啲即係話啲亞洲啲人咧都係喺翻 Burnaby 同 Richmond 多啲嘅。
咁 Alan， 如果我想去 shopping 嘅話，你會建議我去邊個 area 好啲咧？
如果你想去 shopping 就一定要去Guildford。
如果我想買 grocery 嘅話，你又會 suggest 我去邊度？
你想睇下係買乜嘢 grocery 咯？即係如果係想買翻啲唐人啲 grocery， 你一定要去翻Surrey Central 同埋 Guildford 嗰邊咯。你去到第二啲區咧，其實都係冇乜嘢啲唐人啲，多數都係啲西人啊同埋啲印度人嗰啲grocery store。有
冇啲比較細嘅 mom and pop shop， 定係其實主要都係 T&T 啊，即係大間嗰啲超市咧？
因為 Surrey 咧，多數啲人都係揸車嘅，啲 mom and pop shop 都係少啲咯。多數啲人都會係揸車去 Walmart 啊，定係 No Frills Superstore 嚟去買嘢。
嘅交通係點咧？咁我知道 SkyTrain 車站去到 King George 就冇㗎啦。咁交通方唔方便，定係話我有架車會比較好啲咧？
多數啲人喺 Surrey 都係會揸車嘅，即係 besides 嗰啲人住喺呢度 Surrey Central 啦，你可以搭 SkyTrain 去 downtown 去 Metro Town 都係好方便嘅，你半個鐘其實都可以去得晒嘅。但係 outside of Surrey Centre 咧，你就一定要揸車咯。即係你嗰啲路咧，如果你唔揸車係搭巴士係其實好唔方便嘅，同埋或者有少少 sketchy 咯。
sketchy？ 你好似有 story 可以分享下咁喎。
即係你有時啲巴士係好多啲 homeless 啲人喺入邊搭咯，但係即係
你冇乜攻擊性嘅，你唔撩佢冇事嘅。啲人揸車個 style 係點咧？會唔會好似可能 Richmond 咁樣比較 aggressive 啲啊，或者佢哋揸得冇咁叻啲，定係點咧？
我覺得呢度啲人揸得好叻，
好叻，即係佢哋賽車啊呢啲。
係啊，呢邊咧冇 speed limit 嘅，呢度你即係呢度啲人係揸得好快啊，因為嗰啲路又闊咧，同埋啲路又大，多數啲人都係行翻啲大路嘅，有個 Fraser Highway，定話好似啲200 Street，係行翻呢啲大路咧，嗰啲人都係會全部都超過個 speed limit 嘅。我覺得嗰啲人揸得冇咁 aggressive 咯。
你竟然覺得揸得冇咁 aggressive？ 係。但係你話會超速喎。
佢超速，但係啲人揸得叻咯。
佢哋係揸得好 smooth 咁好快嘅，唔係嗰啲不停超你前嗰啲。咁呢一邊會唔會好多嘅免費停車位咧？
呢度 Surrey 即係話 besides city centre 係冇 parking meter，多數都係免費嘅。係啊，多數啲人都係喺街段度泊車。
咁另外一條問題係，既然大家有車，咁呢一邊嘅 break-in 情況會唔會比較嚴重咧？你話咁多人揸車？
我未聽過，我就唔係覺得好嚴重咯。即係如果你一定要好似你差唔多住喺溫哥華一樣，你要有少少個 street smart，即係話你最好梗係喺車度冇留啲好有 valuable 啲嘢啊。但係你聽喺新聞係好少有人 break-in 嘅。
更加深入嘅問題之後先問， Alan 啊，你住咗呢邊2年咧，有冇同呢一邊或者一啲印度嘅朋友即係做咗成朋友啊嘛？
我多數喺呢邊都係好少同啲第啲人溝通嘅，多數都係自己住喺我呢邊，即係唔會阻住人哋嘅。如果係即係話係見人都係翻去 Burnaby 嗰邊。
咁究竟係你自己比較唔想同呢一邊啲人咁多接觸啊，定係話其實你本身個生活圈子係喺Coquitlam Burnaby 嗰邊，所以你習慣咗？
覺得呢度 Surrey 人咧係多數都係啲細 family 咧，即係好多人出到街咧都係唔係想喺個 social situation。啲人中意佢哋嗰啲 private time 即係中意 keep quiet 咯。
即係你意思係好難打入佢哋嘅圈子度嘅。
係咯。
咁究竟你搬咗嚟呢邊咁耐啦，有冇遇着啲咩嘅問題啊，或者恐怖嘅事啊，或者你自己聽過有冇發生一啲案件喺 Surrey 呢邊？
其實我住咗呢度2年咧，我就覺得冇乜嘢相差。呢度都係好 quiet 我覺得你係聽得新聞多咧，但係我自己就未見過。
嗱，其實同埋因為 Surrey 呢個地方咁大，即係我見到成個 Surrey 可能係Vancouver 加埋 Burnaby 咁嘅 size，咁我覺得罪案多啲係有可能嘅。
係啊，個人口又大啲，佢係差唔多溫哥華咁多嘅。
係咯。
我會講溫哥華即係好似好 tragic 即係 really sad shooting。But in Surrey, when they word the title, they make something like, "Oh, another man dies from third shooting of the month," or something drug-related where gang activity. They'll use words that make Surrey sound really bad.
OK，所以你覺得係嗰啲新聞用嘅字係誇張咗成個事實嘅
？I think it's because Vancouver likes to make fun of Surrey. I think people like to share that kind of story.
Okay.
To kind of prove a point that Vancouver is safer. But in reality, the statistic shows that both Vancouver and Surrey are actually quite similar in terms of the criminal statistics, like murders, break-ins. It's actually quite similar to Vancouver.
Good.
Yeah. In terms of the most dangerous, I think Newton is probably an area I personally avoid. I hear that there's a lot more gangs. There's definitely more Punjabi population there as well. I just feel like maybe it's a little bit more sketchy in that area. Most dangerous is right here. I will shoot you. They don't shoot you, I will.
cap 晒你講呢啲做開場白啊！話 Surrey 其實係一個你自己星期六日會離開嘅地方，究竟呢一笪地方係咪真係完全冇 entertainment、完全冇玩樂嘅地方咧？
都係即係好似你 Guildford 嗰啲 mall 都其實都幾好行下嘅，同埋如果你可以去到 White Rock 嗰邊咧，嗰度都係好靚嗰個beach 咧，你又可以行嗰個 pier 個 train 咧，你可以睇下。但係多數即係 Surrey 都係冇乜嘢嗰啲entertainment 嘅。
但係我聽過好似都有啲 farm 喺呢一邊，可能夏天嘅時候可以去下嘛。即係可能摘下藍莓摘下士多啤梨係咪都有啲咁嘅地方
？I think most of that is in like Chilliwack。
唔係呢個 area。唔
係呢個 area，呢度係多啲嗰啲industry，好似 manufacturing 同埋industry 同埋 construction。
咁佢係 locate 喺邊一啲嘅位置
？A lot of it is in it's called Port Kells. It's a small section on the east side of Surrey.
好啦，咁佢話俾我哋聽，有3個你中意 Surrey 嘅優點，同埋3個唔建議大家嚟住嘅係啦缺點咁咧。
It's cheap, it's quiet, and it's cheap.
所以你冇第三個優點。
The cost of living is low.
Okay.
So like everything you buy here, I think is a little bit cheaper than what you get in Vancouver. I think you get a little bit more bang for your buck. But in terms of cons, I think it can be sometimes feel a little bit quiet. Like it's also a bad thing because there's not that many like social communities here. Everyone just kind of like because the cost of living is lower, so everyone can buy bigger houses or bigger apartments, and they just like to keep to themselves. I think a lot of people, they also have a negative image of Surrey. So if you're from Surrey, I think people kind of look at you with like a little bit of disgust.
Oh really?
I think a little bit.
所以真係之前有人咁樣睇你。
即係好似或者你住得 Surrey 啊，好似或者你覺得你住到去好似啲唔知個地方，
唔係太 OK 嘅地方。
最後仲有就係你呢度 Surrey 一定要揸車咯，搭巴士係好難可以 get around 嘅。
OK， 所以未必咁啱一啲 newcomers 過嚟呢一邊。一嚟就係SkyTrain 唔係去到每一個地方啦，咁二嚟如果你冇車嘅，你又去其他地方翻工嘅話咧，就真係未必咁方便啦。
Yeah, I think if you come to Surrey, it's definitely a lot cheaper, but for newcomers, I think there's a lot less programs out there to help keep you connected to the community, and you have to travel outside of Surrey to really get that same experience.
再一次好多謝 Alan 同我哋分享佢喺 Surrey 居住嘅經驗咧，因為我知道其實佢中文即係未必好似我哋咁流利，但係佢已經盡咗佢最大嘅努力去分享啦。咁下一次再同大家見面啦。
OK，拜拜。